So a pleasant day to everyone. For today, we will be conducting a debate regarding on the topic, did Rizal retract what he said about the Roman Catholics or he did not retract? For the affirmative side, we have Mr. Lagman, Mr. Fabic, Mr. De Leon, and Mr. Baltazar. On the other hand, on the negative side, we have Mr. Sumaway, Mr. Fontanilla, Mr. Capule, and Ms. Del Castillo. To formally begin our debate, let's begin with the presentation of arguments, starting with the affirmative side.
From affirmative side, Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Realonda, or for most people, he is known to be Dr. Jose Rizal. He was a notable person acknowledged as one of the national heroes of the Philippines. He is known for fighting for our nation against the ruling of the Spaniards through pen and paper, specifically the novels Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. Throughout his timeline, there has always been a controversy about the religion of our national hero. Some may say that he retract what he said about the Roman Catholic and surrender his faith to the religion right before he died. On the other hand, some may say that he did not. Nonetheless, this faction argues that Dr. Rizal did retract the things that he said about the Roman Catholics. Moreover, this faction will prove the retraction of Rizal through witness, evidence, and documentation.
According to the book The Great Debate, Retraction of Rizal by Ricardo P. Garcia in 1964, during the morning of Rizal's last 24 hours before his execution, on December 29, 1896, Rizal wrote his confession and retraction about what he said against the Roman Catholics and surrendered his faith to the religion. Following the book by Ricardo P. Garcia, Rizal has stated the statement, I declare myself as a Catholic and in this religion in which I was born and educated, I wish to live and die. I retract with all my heart whatever in my words, writing, publication, and conduct has been contrary to my character as a son of the Catholic Church. Retraction to what he said stated against the Catholic Church. In addition, according to an article by Tomas Santos in 2011, retraction letter was recovered by Father Miguel Garcia, 1935. Upon discovery of Father Manuel, the retraction letter was dated December 29, 1896 and said to be signed by the national hero himself.
Furthermore, according to Garcia's book, Rizal's retraction was primarily witnessed by Father Vicente Balaguer. He stated that after their conversation, Rizal requested a retraction formula. Balaguer gave Rizal the first documentation, but Rizal refused and requested to be handed another because the first document was lengthy, and Rizal wanted the retraction to be written through his own methods. Moreover, the witnesses who argued that they had seen and heard Rizal doing his retraction continued, such as Captain Rafael Dominguez E. Garcia, the judge advocate of Rizal's trial, Lieutenant Mariano Martinez Gallegos, Reverend Luis Visa E. Marti, and Reverend Pio P. E. Vidal. Rizal's retraction was also documented in Garcia's book. It was discussed that on that day of the execution of Rizal on December 30, 1896, Rizal's retraction was published in 7 newspapers. Specifically, these are the Diario de Manila, La Voz Española, El Español, El Comercio, La Ocana Española, El Imparcial, and the Heraldo de Madrid.
In summarization of all the arguments that have been discussed, the Book of Garcia, along with other given sources, has provided proof that Rizal's destruction was documented. Had witnesses and thus been provided with evidence, thus this faction continues to support the primary idea that Dr. Jose Rizal did retract his words against the Roman Catholic.
Now, let's move on to the discussion of arguments from the negative side.
For our arguments, we will discuss 4 points. Rizal was executed by the Spanish colonial government for the crime of rebellion after the Philippine Revolution broke out through his writings. Although it was said that Rizal retracted his statements, the lack of solid evidence is concerning. First, there is no verified original document of retraction, and historical accounts raise doubts about the authenticity of the alleged retraction. No original document was also found up to this date. The request for a copy of retraction wherein the copy of the retraction paper that was allegedly signed by Rizal was even kept secret and was only published in newspaper. The reason for this is when Rizal's family requested for the original copy, it was said that it was lost and denied. Additionally, there are doubts of its authenticity given that there was no certificate of Rizal's Catholic marriage to Josephine Bracken. Even though there were statements that Father Balaguer, the priest that will bless their marriage, suggested that Rizal should sign the retraction document for the Catholic Church to allow Rizal and Bracken's marriage. In his letter, Mi Ultimo Adios, which Dr. Jose Rizal did not call Josephine as his wife. He only said that adios, dulce extranjera, mi amiga, mi alegría, instead of adios, dulce extranjera, mi esposa, mi alegría, or paalam, mahal kong dayuhan, aking mahal, aking pilak. Pilak is the closest to kasintahan.
Secondly, Padre Balaguer, who blessed Jose and Josephine, is unable to provide evidence proving their church marriage before his death. Additionally, Rizal died on December 30, 1896, but Rizal's retraction letter was not publicized until 1935. Even Rizal's family and the people close to him were not able to see the retraction. In connection to his death, Rizal's burial was kept in secret. He was buried outside the Paco Cemetery, where he was found by his sister Narcisa after 2 days of his execution, where the record of his burial placed a marker with the letters RPJ, Rizal's initial in reverse. His name was never mentioned after his death. His burial was concealed with mystery, as it is said that he was buried in a lot of the Roman Catholic cemetery in Paco, and his name did not appear on the registry of Roman Catholic.
Third, according to Ricardo Pascual, PhD, who was given permission by the Archbishop Nazaleda to examine the document, later concluded in his book Rizal Beyond the Grave that the documents presented were a forgery. There are 3 copies of the documents about the retraction. Additionally, Baron Fernandez, a Spanish orphan who worked for almost half a century in 2 historical secret archives in Madrid and Segovia, had an eyewitness account of the retraction which he discovered in those reportries of Spain's dirty secrets. He found 34 documents, including handwritten letters, telegrams, and military documents, including a thick sheaf of Rizal's defense. He has written himself days before he was murdered at Bagong Bayan. Fernandez said, I have documents stating that before he faced death, Rizal told his sister Narcisa to look inside his shoes because he had left a letter. According to Fernandez, the letter could only be a denial of his retraction because Rizal knew that the friars were misleading the Filipinos and he wanted to set the record straight.
Lastly, the retraction itself is out character and is not in keeping with Rizal's characters and fate. It was but a few months before that he had rejected Father Sanchez, offer of proprietorship, 100,000 pesos, and an estate, and he would retract. And he had declared that he could not vote for up in the Philippines. That is why Rizal rejected that to offer Rizal's behavior. During his hour in Port Santiago does not point to a conversation that the multiple adjust and the letters are indicate even religious instability. In the evening when his sister and mother arrived, he never mentioned the retraction, contrary to what Father Balaguer and claimed that even that afternoon, Rizal was oblivious and was asking for the formula of the retraction. Rizal was fixated on the thought that he would die for the love of his country. He himself had committed that a long time ago, and His character speaks so loudly that even all Rizal friends do not believe that this is written a retraction.
Now, let us take a moment and give our debaters some time to formulate the questions that will be given to each side. Now, let's begin our question and our answer portion. Let's start with the affirmative side. Kindly please state your questions, and the negative side, please be ready to answer. Okay, to start, for our first question, how do you address the conflicting accounts of witnesses present during Rizal's final moments, some of whom suggest he did not retract his beliefs?
To address the conflicting accounts about Rizal's final moments, you have to recognize that different people saw things differently, and not everyone agrees on what happened. Some witnesses say he didn't retract his beliefs, while others claim he did. Since the stories don't match, it's important to look closely at the evidence and consider the credibility of each witness. The lack of clear, solid proof of his retraction, along with the fact that some people close to him believe he stayed true to his ideals, makes it hard to know for sure what really happened.
Another, if Rizal did not retract, what is the significance of his steadfastness in maintaining his opposition to the Catholic Church's?
Jose Rizal's strong stand against the Catholic Church's abuses was important for the fight for Philippine independence. His firm commitment to truth and justice inspired other Filipinos to question authority and help build a national identity focused on resisting injustice. Rizal's views also reflected Enlightenment ideas, showing him as a forward-thinking leader and a martyr for change. His unwavering stance became a symbol of resistance and moral courage, reinforcing the belief that standing up to oppression can lead to a fair and more just society.
So for our last question, if Rizal did not retract, how does that affect his legacy as a nationalist and reformist who fought against the colonial and clerical abuses?
If Rizal did not retract, he strengthened his legacy as true nationalist and reformist who stood firm against colonial and clerical abuses. It shows that he stayed loyal to his beliefs until the very end, and making him an even more powerful symbol of resistance and courage. His refusal to back down would confirm that he was fully committed to fighting for Filipino freedom and justice, inspiring future generation to stand up against oppression and work for a better society.
Okay, so thank you, affirmative side, for giving your questions, and thank you for the negative side for providing an answer. Now let's move on to the negative side. Kindly please state your questions, and the affirmative side, please be ready to answer.
For our first question, what specific evidence do you present to support the claim that Jose Rizal genuinely retracted his writings, and how do you address the criticisms of that evidence?
According to Ricardo P. Garcia's book, The Great Debate, Retraction of Rizal, 1964, Rizal wrote a retraction letter on December 29, 1896, the day before execution. In this letter, Rizal explicitly stated, I declare myself a Catholic in this religion in which I was born and educated, I wish, live and die. I retract with all my heart whatever in my words, writings, publication, and conduct has been contrary to my character as a son of the Catholic Church. This is the primary evidence supporting his retraction, indicating that he acknowledged his previous writings and criticism against the Church and reversed his position.
For our second question, how do you interpret the context in which Rizal reportedly retracted his views? And what significance does that context have in understanding his motivations at the time?
Rizal's alleged retraction took place on December 29, 1896, the day before his execution by firing squad. Rizal was a prisoner sentenced to death for sedition against Spanish colonial government, and he was well aware that his life was coming to an end. In this moment of heightened emotional and psychological stress, it is likely that Rizal may have reconsidered many aspects of his life, including his relationship with the Catholic faith in which he was raised. The imminent threat of death often leads individuals to reflect on their beliefs, which could explain his desire for reconciliation with the church.
Uh, for our last question, what impact do you think Rizal's retraction had on the Filipino revolutionary movement and its leaders at the time, and how might it have shaped their strategies?
We believe that Rizal's retraction will not have much of a change to the Filipino Revolution. Rizal has already planted the seeds in the minds of the Filipinos. His death caused a revolution. We believe that his retraction is insignificant in terms of the revolution because he opened the eyes of the Filipinos before the retraction letter and right before he died.
Okay. So thank you, negative side, for giving your questions, and thank you, affirmative side, for providing an answer. Now, let us go to the final part of our debate, which is the giving of conclusion of each side, starting with the affirmative side and followed by the negative side. To start, for the affirmative side, we have concluded it may be said that even if some of the arguments made against Jose Rizal's attraction turn out to be genuine, there may still be a number of inconsistencies that lead one to believe that his recantation is true. They focus on the fact that there was no original document that has been published and that the letter supporting the retraction of 1935 was published very late. Furthermore, there are people who say that Rizal never apologized for his revolutionary beliefs in his last moments. They quote the work of Ricardo Pascual, Rizal Beyond the Grave, in which it claimed that those who retracted, retracted were for forgeries of the retraction, phila- philatelic evidence, and questioned the witnesses' credibility. Nevertheless, the presence of a number of witnesses such as Father Vicente Balaguer and those who attended in the last days of Rizal gives reasonable evidence to the wishes of Rizal for his peace. He's stating in the letter, recanting and grieving for the Catholic faith, that he wants to live and die and raises questions, telling witnesses more than what they have what they need to know possess problems as to why such facts are perpetuating doubt about the recantation. Thus, despite the valid concerns raised, the weight of historical context, witness testimonies, and Rizal's own statements ultimately supports the view that he did indeed retract his earlier criticisms. This nuisance perspective invites a deeper exploration of Rizal's final acts, suggesting that his legacy encompasses both revolutionary spirit and a profound complexity in his relationship with faith.
For the negative side, based on the evidence, if Jose Rizal did not retract his beliefs, it shows he remained firm in his fight for justice and freedom until his last moments. The supposed retraction letter is surrounded by doubts, with inconsistencies in the document and conflicting reports from witnesses. Some who were close to Rizal, like his family and friends, believed he would never abandon his principles. His final poem, Mi Ultimo Adios, also reflects his deep love for the Philippines and commitment to its freedom, with no signs of regret or turning away from his ideals. If the retraction never happened, it threatens Rizal's legacy as a hero who remained loyal to his cause. His refusal to renounce his beliefs, even under pressure or the threat of death, prove his courage and dedication to reform. This would show that he never wavered in his mission to free Filipinos from the abuses of Spanish rule and the Catholic Church, making him an even greater symbol of resistance and integrity. The lack of solid evidence that Rizal retracted supports the idea that he remained true to his principles. By standing firm, Rizal's legacy as a reformer and nationalist, before even more powerful, His life and death would continue to inspire future generations to fight for justice, freedom, and the truth, showing that real change is possible when you never give up on your beliefs.